Hey guys, Besa Gordon here. Happy, you know what? I'm not even going to say what day it is. How you doing? Hopefully you're having a good day, all right? Today is going to be a really good episode. I got my buddy Jay Martin Jr. with me from the Drive Podcast, PBS, and so many other places. Like, he's really just doing his thing and looking good while he does it, okay? We got some things going on this week, some things that we recently did that we want to talk to you guys about, plus different things that Jay is up to. We are going to bring him in. You already know what I'm going to say right after we jump into this intro. Hey, Jay.
Hey. What's good?
Don't you love how I always be like,
Yeah.
little speech switch? How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It feels good to just be alive. You know, It's a new year.
Yeah.
You know, I be thinking about certain things. Like, there are people, not to go down this sad path, but some people didn't make it into the new year. And the fact that we are here talking, laughing, and smiling, we have so much to be grateful for. So I am happy. It's a new year. It's going to be a great year. So that's my mindset.
I agree. And, you know, this year, I mean, we're crawling our way fully out of retrograde. So
Yes.
it's still a little funky.
Oh, yes.
I'm not even going to hold y'all.
Oh, yeah. There's still
Everyone's
some
like,
fog.
when is retrograde over? Oh, it was over on the 18th. Actually, there was a shadow week before and after. So it's actually not over fully until Wednesday. And if you thought that shadow week don't tap that ass, honey,
Oh, my
it'd be like, oh,
goodness.
you thought you were good.
No.
I still had 3 hours left.
Right. Oh.
So be prepared, y'all. But otherwise, look, there's so many things going on, and there's so many things that we've recently been doing. So let's just start with the recent thing that we did this weekend, which was over at the Collective.
Boom.
They were at Muse Lounge.
Lounge.
First of all, I've never been to Muse Lounge before, and I've been wanting to check it out. And it's so
It's
cute
dope.
in there.
It's dope. From the live plants to the
Come on,
giant
live plants.
live plants. Listen, live plants. I was like, okay, I'm taking that in right there. Then the giant, can we talk about the giant mimosas?
Can we talk about me missing the giant mimosas because
It
I
was
got there so
amazing.
damn late? But it's
Oh,
okay.
The giant mimosas. I saw people had waffles with chicken and syrup and burgers. People were
The burgers
dancing.
look good.
They did. There was a journalist there that's a close friend of ours. And we asked her, how's your burger? And she said, it's juicy. I said, that's all that we needed to know.
Say less.
Because nobody
Let
want
me
no
order
dry
too.
burger. Because I cook. You know, I cook. I don't play with food.
No, he
I don't play with food like I don't play with fashion.
No, he
You
don't.
need to come correct. So, the burger looked great. My drink was amazing. But to see, here we go. I had never been to one before. That was my first experience.
That was
being
your
in a
first
room.
one.
First one with all of us up in the room.
Welcome to the party.
It was amazing. It was my first experience. I felt like I was in a different city, number one. We represented so many entrepreneurs, business people. It was just, you didn't feel like you were the odd man out.
Nope.
You felt like you could fit in.
And you did fit in. You know, like the thing that I like about Anthony Kerr's events,
Shout out to
and
Anthony.
when I first started, the first one I went to, I was like, first of all,
Yeah.
who are all these people?
Where are you from? And why are you hiding?
And when did you get
or
here?
am I hiding?
Where have I been? You know what I mean?
Right,
Like, I
right.
was so confused. And it's like all of these amazingly dressed,
Yes.
wealthy black people in one room.
In one room.
That all they want to do is be like, hold up, wait a minute. Y'all said I was finished.
With the DJ. Shout
OG
out-
Blast is,
DJ.
that is the
Oh,
homie. Shout out to OG Blast.
yeah,
He does his thing.
I was amazed to see people dancing. There was a corner where people were doing the electric slide. There was
I was
another
in
side
there.
people doing okay, and there were people doing the two-step on the other side. And then we throwing up hands and smiling, and it was, what is that, like black joy? That's what you felt. Like people were just glad to be in the room. I was happy to be in the room. I had never
Heck yeah.
experienced that. I cannot wait to get to the next one. If you've never been, you need to make it a priority.
And if
to
you've never
show
been, that means you don't follow me on TikTok because
Oh.
I got actually recognized about 8 times while I was in there. Like, there was even one girl that was like, hey, girl, I just moved here last week from Atlanta.
Whoa.
And I found you on TikTok. Thank you for posting different things to do in Seattle. She was like, because I had no clue. And then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I do remember someone being like, oh, my God, I just moved here from Atlanta.
Yeah.
But it's like there's all this whole Black tech community of people. Some are just regular entrepreneurs. But for the most part, they're in tech. And a lot of them have work at home jobs. And so then they move here. And they're like, where am I?
Where are we at?
At the collective parties.
Make it a priority to get to the collective Seattle. It's something to experience.
It really is.
And like I said, there were people that knew me. I didn't know because, all I do is I do my thing and then I go home. But I was outside.
He was outside?
I was outside this time. And I was like, wow, I think it's just beautiful to see us in a space where we could just be ourselves. So shout out to Anthony, man.
What I also love is that, it transplant Seattle versus homegrown Seattle.
Right.
It's different energy depending on who you're dealing with. Like, not everyone has that. Like, Seattle Freeze is a tingling. Okay?
It is.
Wallflower is a tingling.
It's cold out there. It's real cold. Walk past you. Hello. Didn't even know. I mean, it's that real vibe.
And, a lot of people assume that I'm not even from here because I'm so damn friendly to everybody sometimes. And so, sometimes. But when you're there, it's first of all, there's nobody there that wants anything from you.
Right.
Like, it's literally not a matter of, hey, Besa, can you play my music here?
No.
Hey, Besa, can I get on your show? It's literally just people, hey, girl, thanks for letting me know where the turn-ups are at.
Right.
Or it's people like, oh, my God, you're dressed so well.
Yes.
Like, and all they
Thank you for representing on TV, Jay. I got that. Yeah. Thank you for representing on television, Jay. I was like, what? Thank you.
And that's it.
That's it.
And then they walk off.
There was no expectation of, like, what can you do?
No, follow me on Instagram.
No. Trash. There was none of that. None of that. There was none of that. It was just us being together. She's dying. Listen, I'm trying to be dignified on this thing.
Who said you had to do that?
I'm trying to be,
He said what he said.
I said what I said. But, it's just great to have that experience. And I think people, if you're looking for something to do, you need to follow the Collective Seattle.
Yep. And
that way you could be prepared. Because here's the thing. One of my homeboys was like, he showed me back in the summer.
Oh, yeah.
There was something that happened in the summer. And he's like, we need to go. We didn't do it. And so this time at your event, which we were about to talk about.
Was that where you met Anthony?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I only knew him from Instagram.
I was so happy that he was able to make it. And I was like, this is my first mixer that you've come to. Oh, my God. I'm so happy you're here. And he was like, dude, you do them in the middle of the freaking week. I got to work. And I'm like, touche.
Yes. But it'd be worth it. Listen, I didn't want to get up either. I didn't want to get dressed. Come on now. People think what they see is like I'm at home laying in Versace. No, I'm laying at home in my Walmart sweats. Let's be honest. I'm at home.
I can concur that only because
shout out to Walmart. I am not against it. They got good sweats.
When I went to his house for dinner, he was chill.
Chill mode.
He had
big sweat.
It was like a big old gray sweatshirt that damn near went down to your knees.
Yeah. I'm ashamed. Don't put me out there like that. That food was good, though. That food was good.
It's a switch, you either get the good food.
I gotta be relaxed.
And
at
why
home.
would you want? I mean,
I'm not wearing gold
is set up. I'm not dressing like that when I meet at Jay's house. No. I'm wearing leggings, some chucks, and a hoodie,
chilling. Because that's why I want people to feel like I want people to feel like they, it's home. Yeah. I want you to be your true, authentic self in my house. So I'm not gonna be. When you step outside, my grandma said it needs to be excellence. But when you home, you can relax and do your thing. But I got dressed. I came outside for your event. We switched it over.
And you look good. We got a photo we got a photo together. I'm going to pop them in there.
Yes. We were dressed, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Listen, you set the bar for spaces to allow us to be in, and it was beautiful to see you do your thing at... Listen, y'all. Mopop.
Mopop is a schmood. And I understand why a lot of us don't typically go to Mopop.
Right.
But, they got a whole Jimi Hendrix exhibit in there.
Whole
a whole
thing.
hip hop exhibit from the photos that Aaliyah X'd out when she was like, she don't like this, all the way down to
Biggie?
Megan Thee Stallion.
Yes, Biggie was on there. I mean, Total. Some of y'all, there were some R&B groups on there. Salt and Pepper.
Kanye when he was still Kanye and had that bear next to him.
Yeah, that bear was probably holding down his mom. You know what? I'm gonna listen. Let's jump to something.
Let me tell you something.
I gotta get off the show. Listen, I gotta
First and foremost, Jay is going to be on the show at least twice a month.
Yes.
So by month 2, ciao.
I'm trying to be relax. I'm trying to. But yes, Kanye was there. It was just amazing. Nicki Minaj. It was Beyonce, Jay-Z,
A$AP Rocky,
Tupac.
Like anyone that you wanted to see. Was it Lauryn Hill?
Lauryn Hill, Missy.
Missy was in there too.
Missy.
Child.
It was just beautiful.
One of Biggie's outfits.
Right?
Like, it's
Easy. Oh, there were so many different. I mean, I was looking up. I was like, oh, I remember this. Like, to have that much and to know that it's in Seattle.
Yeah.
That's what was so cool, was the fact that this was in Seattle. This exhibit's here. Because I'm so used to, you go back east. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But Seattle is representing.
Yeah.
That was great to see that. So, but your event, let's talk about that from the panelists.
So, yeah, let's talk about this one versus my typical mixers.
Right.
My typical mixers.
I've been to those two. They're great.
They're
good,
great. But this one just felt different.
It felt like you.
I don't know if it felt different because of the space that we were in with all the lighting.
Yeah.
And because it was literally set up like,
right.
Or, I mean, I've never had a stage built for me.
Right.
When I walked I had chills when I saw that stage with that big old screen. I was like,
right. And your face was up there.
And so was yours.
Oh, I was overwhelmed. That was huge. I just, when I saw that, this is why you should never give up on your dream.
Yeah.
Because how many spaces are waiting on the other side of you taking just one more step? You know what I'm saying?
True.
There are so many of us out in the world that if we would just go a little bit further, what's on the inside of you was this event. You just had to take the other steps to get there. And people are wanting it to be what you just experienced. They want Mopop, but they're not willing to do it in the bar yet.
Child.
We're not going to go here now. You got to do what you need to do so that when that day shows up, it's process. When I walked in, I said, this is Besa's process. This is what it's like to do it when nobody sees it. This is what it's like when nobody's liking it.
Because I definitely had a mixer where only 12 people showed up once.
Thank you. But here's the thing. But you do it because why? You have to believe in it more than anybody believes in it.
Yeah.
And so when I walked in, I saw your belief system. We're done.
Yeah.
I saw this is what Besa's whole belief system. And so that's why I said I'm so proud, because I respect people's process. It's great to have the overnight crap, but there's something about when you hear somebody's journey, and we've had those conversations.
Yeah.
We've shattered one or two.
One or two.
We've dap.
I lost the whole eyelash messing with him, child.
Dap. We've had moments where we're like dap, not because of the public. And then, but look at this. So that's why I said I so much respect for you and your work and what you do. And the next mixer y'all need to get to, because you just don't know who's going to be in the room. That's my tagline. Right? That's my tagline.
I mean, Jonathan Batista pulled up.
First black principal.
And jumped on the mic and shot his shot.
Ask the question.
He said, would you work with me? I said,
right.
I got to get this on video.
But that's the thing, though. See what I'm saying? It's taking those risks.
Yeah, because if I wasn't doing these, that would have never happened.
That would have never happened. So how many people's opportunities are hinged on the fact of you not taking? It's pressure. It's weight. But what is it? What's that one thing that Spider-Man was told? Too much is given, much is required. Something like that. So it's the same thing. You've been given so much that's on the inside of you. So you got to do the job.
Yeah.
And only you can do it because there's only one Besa.
That part.
Right.
That's very true, and I'm just so thankful that it went so well, and everyone just really enjoyed it, and everyone just looked beautiful, like everyone, like, I'm not saying that people don't typically get dressed at my mixers, but y'all got dressed,
and it was MLK.
people came out. Like
people came out.
It was like, girl, I got my heels on. Right. I got my dress on. Right. I got my good, like.
There were podcasters in the room. Radio people. There were so many different people, business owners. You know what I'm saying?
People in real estate.
People were doing it that night. And it felt so good to walk around and be like, this is us. Yeah. This is excellence. This is, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. So again, if you haven't been to a mixer, J. Martin Jr. is telling you, get your tail up, get dressed. It's cold, but you'll be thankful that you made it.
And that you were in the room.
I was in the room.
Because, man, like the amount of, like all you gotta do is walk up to, I mean, don't be annoying, but all you gotta do is walk up to people.
So many people walked up to me and they were like, wow. First, like your outfit.
That's number one.
That's number one.
First of all, it's like, who is this man?
I don't think you.
First of all, you guys don't understand how many times I be with Jay and someone's just like, who are you? I just know you're somebody. I don't know.
Right. I'd be like, oh, I do this,
like,
I do that.
You don't dress like this to be nobody.
I'd be like, oh my goodness. But yeah, I mean, it just felt good to be there, and people ask you questions, and it's just humbling, and I'm thankful. So yeah, when I saw even my face on the screen, I just immediately was like, I'm so thankful. I never gave up. I'm glad to be a part of somebody else's beautiful moments. So thank you.
Well. And Jay also knows this, and I typically don't tell people this out loud, but Jay is actually going to be on a future panel, and we've already talked about it.
Yes, we have.
I just have to pick like what month that it's going to be in and when I'm going to do it. But Jay is definitely going to be on a panel very, very soon. Yeah, so I'm excited for that. Look, you guys, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, Jay and I are going to tell you what we're doing tomorrow.
Woo!
All right, welcome back to Rewind with Besa. I am your buddy Besa Gordon, and today we are joined by J. Martin Jr., host of the Drive podcast.
So good to be here.
We've been acting up, child.
We have. We ain't got no sense. We ain't got no sense.
So, okay, today, you guys, is actually opening night for Ain't Too Proud to Beg over at the Paramount, and you already know we're going to be there.
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my God.
Cannot wait.
Yes.
Like, I just feel like it's going to be very nostalgic.
Yeah.
And, with us now getting close to Black History Month, it's actually dope that I want to say it's playing from the 24th all the way to February 5th.
Okay.
So if you want,
have time.
People, or
some time.
Sure, I might try to go back. But the thing is, it's selling out fast. I'm not even gonna hold you guys. I was like, okay, well, where exactly is my ticket at? And so I'm like looking, and for tomorrow,
oh yeah,
it's big. Sparse.
It's like
it is sparse in there in terms of still having like room to get good seats.
Ooh,
like it's giving almost sold out to me. So look, I don't know what it's looking like after day one, but if you guys are trying to get your tickets and you don't have them yet,
listen, my homeboy told me about the show. He was like, Jay, the show Ain't Too Proud to Beg's coming to here. I said, what? Wait, what? He goes, I need them tickets now.
Immediately.
Yes, he got all his tickets. So yeah, it's gonna be a phenomenal show. I've been watching the previews. I've been watching the backstory of.
So what are you most excited to see? Because I've only watched one preview, and that's the commercial that we play on here, just because I don't want to know too much. Well, but I do want to know what you're excited about.
I'm really excited because here's the thing. I remember being a little boy and watching my grandparents play their music from back in the day and seeing them dance.
Yeah.
And she would say, honey, them dance moves, it was not like the Temptations back in the day.
Yeah.
I think it's cool to hear the songs of the past and now see it like come alive today. I'm really excited to see them do the dance moves and tell the story, the behind story. I'm really hoping they give me the story.
Make it juicy.
Make it like, you know what I'm saying?
Like that burger at Music Lounge.
But give me the, why was the group going through so many issues? Who had the drug problem?
I wasn't going to say that, but I was like,
there were some issues.
What was y'all doing in the back room?
Papa wasn't rolling stuff. I mean, there was so much stuff going on that.
No, you're right. I always wonder, because I've been surprised in like some of the things that I've seen in some of these live shows and like how like raw and real that it can be. Right. So I am wondering like how much truth that they're really going to put in there.
Or are we just going to mush over it with just all the music and dancing?
It's
like,
gonna
give
be
me a storyline. Right. So I want the real storyline. And people have said it is a phenomenal show. You will be very amazed at just the routines and what they do, and then the acting behind it. Because I'm a theater kid.
Period.
So I'm really excited to see the backstory.
Well, shoot, we'll be there tomorrow. We're going to make sure that we let y'all know what first of all, we love to do a good IG story during intermission. So
yes,
look out for that. But we're also going to make sure you guys get our actual thoughts of what we thought about the show.
Right.
And 9 out of 10, I'm going to put it right here.
Okay, y'all.
Come on.
Listen. The whole Converge fam is in the building. When I tell you, we pulled up tonight to Ain't Too Proud. Y'all, I'm telling you, they killed it on the stage.
Listen,
it was
David
so
Ruffin.
good.
David Ruffin delivered. David Ruffin delivered.
It was so
tonight.
good.
It was so good.
No, wait. First of all, I'm just going to say they went through the whole lineage,
Yes.
showed us how
Right.
they have had over 25 different temptation groups.
Now that
and
was
they
my
are
big
they are still out here today.
Right.
And Otis is holding it down.
Yes.
Otis is still on the
Holding
stage
it
today.
down. But you know what I loved about it? Also watching like how they went through all the political experiences and how even the experience of racism and the fight, and they were real and they still held themselves together, and there was emotional moments where they were like, look, this is really happening, but we got to stick together as a group.
You know,
And
the
they
thing
did
is,
that.
so many groups of that time really had to experience that.
Yes.
And I love that they did not shy away from
They
it
did
during
not
the show.
shy, no.
I mean, not only the music, the dancing,
Yes.
come on with those costumes, baby. Those quick costume changes with the jackets.
I'm all about
When
a
they
good set.
came out in that
Yes.
red dress, there was
Right.
one girl I know who like she changed out of that dress within like 30.5 seconds. I was like,
Yes.
So yeah, you guys, look, if you want to grab your tickets, and I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, there's so much more to do in this city these days than
Right.
just go to the movies and go to the club.
I don't
like,
go to the movies.
You don't go to movies anymore?
Not anymore. I mean, with HBO Max, so everything comes to my TV now.
See, here's the tingling.
I mean, I make my own popcorn.
I have HBO Max, but then the things that I want to see, you know what? Let me stop lying, because I definitely watch Woman King at home and watch.
Okay, come on now.
Let me stop.
Right.
I seen that on the thing, and I was like, you know what? Purchase.
I mean, it's just something about the
Poured
convenience of your
myself
home.
some wine.
I
settled.
know. And it's unlimited pour. I mean, nobody's going to shut you down. If you don't remember the movie, you go to bed, come back,
I
watch
can
it again.
pause the movie and go to the
Right.
bathroom.
There
not
is a
have to miss
benefit
anything.
to pandemic movie. We're past it, but you know what I mean? There's a little bit of a benefit.
Did this man just say
I know.
pandemic
I'm
movie?
so sorry. To the Academy, I really do appreciate what you do.
But I'm going to watch at home.
Right. What show are you into right now? Like, what are you watching on TV? Because I'll tell you what I'm watching.
So I don't really watch. Yes, I do. I watch things back when I feel like it. You know what I've honestly been watching these last few days?
Mm-hmm.
I've been getting caught up on WWE.
Oh my God.
And AEW
Okay.
wrestling.
Oh, there. Yeah.
But that's because, like, for one, Defy comes back next month.
Okay.
And then Swerve is going to be here for that.
Right.
And then a WWE, I want to say they'll be here in like March. And so most likely I'm probably going to interview some more of them. And
so you're in that world right now.
Yeah, and it's
get
like
it.
but I'm like so behind that I just don't know. I don't know who any of these people are.
Oh.
And so it's like when
You got to do the homework.
yeah, it's like I watched wrestling as a kid,
Right.
but as an adult, I never watched it again
Right.
until, what was it, like back in November or whenever.
Mhm.
Like that was like my first time being reintroduced to it.
Wow.
So doing these interviews, it's great to do the interviews, but wrestling to me is like a soap opera. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like the interview is so much more interesting if I'm able to talk to Jade about Velvet and about the drama that I literally seen.
Right.
But when I'm just like Googling, I'm only seeing clips and pieces, and I'm
It's
just kind
not
of like,
enough.
I don't really understand what's happening here.
Yeah.
But now I'm like able to kind of follow along with the storylines a little bit better.
Mhm.
So I know that once I do my last interview that I did with Ricky Stark was actually really, really good.
That was dope. Yes.
But
loved it.
that's because I started watching at that point and I
Right.
started getting caught up. So for me now, I've been like binge watching like the wrestling and things like that. So that way, once they do come, I'm finally caught up and I know
Yeah.
what's going on. And I'm not like, well, who's that? Who's that? What?
Yeah.
Why are they beefing? Like
Mhm.
it just makes it to where I feel like the interview is not as fun.
Yeah.
And it's not as interesting or even just as informative for the fans, because these wrestling fans, I got all these wrestling podcasts following me.
See?
Like the wrestlers will repost you, and then like it did like then their followers start following you. Like I have like a bunch of wrestling literally pages
You're about to be slam
that
dunked.
says wrestling fan in their bio that follow me on Twitter now. Like
you're invested. They're invested in
they're
you now.
invested in me, and so now I'm like I don't want to be embarrassed at this
Right.
point to where I'm like, okay, I actually have real wrestling like known podcasts that are following. I don't want to be that black girl that's just doing interviews and
you don't
doesn't
know.
know.
Right.
Didn't even watch the latest episode or even tried to, you know.
So, quick question for you.
Mhm.
Since you're in the wrestling world, what would it take for one of those wrestlers to get you into the ring?
You mean and be like an announcer?
Girl.
Wait.
I'm talking about, when they go back and they come up and they kind of slam somebody on the ground. What if you had the opportunity to slam one of them on the ground? Would you do it? Have you thought about that?
Yes, I've imagined it.
Oh my.
Actually. I've imagined like I've imagined
thing.
like 3 different scenarios of different things that could
You know what I see
I'm not even gonna
myself?
hold you.
I see one of the wrestlers picking me up and throwing me into the audience. That's all I see. I'm not gonna make it. I'm just being honest.
Well, that's why I said who.
Me. That's me. But anyway.
You know,
all right.
toss me in the freaking table, man.
Right,
And all of a
right.
sudden I'll be like, now Jay,
What happened?
this was your idea. Now I'm re-injured.
right.
But no, I've definitely thought about doing more things because
Right.
I want to say like AEW is like going to be coming back to Seattle a lot more. So it's like it would honestly be really dope to do something with them and like make sure I'm interviewing a certain amount of their
Yes.
wrestlers every single time they come here.
Right.
I'm at the shows. Maybe I don't know if I could go
to one.
backstage.
I've never been to a show.
Well, shoot, if I can get some tickets. You know what? Defy is coming next month.
Okay.
Like I was saying, so I can hit up Matt and see if we can go.
I would love to go.
Because I definitely
I
want to go.
watched it as a kid, and then I was like,
But see, and this actually might work because first of all, this is Defy's 6-year anniversary.
oh, this is big. Then.
And it's gonna be when they come here, they're
Climate-
either at like Alma or they go to Washington Hall.
Okay.
And so this one will be back at Washington Hall.
Okay.
And that was the first one that I went to. And when I tell you, I felt alive after. At first, I was like, oh my God. But by the end of it, I was like, what is that? Let's go.
You got involved.
I started learning the chants.
Oh my goodness.
Doing a little hand
Oh
making
my
the noises.
gosh.
It just becomes a whole thing. Like eventually you become immersed.
Right. You are fully
You are
all
in
the
it.
way into it.
Like
Yeah. Mhm. That's why I
So-
said, what would it take? To get
a
you to
check
Okay.
and some insurance. 'Cause
Right. I want insurance and just give me the check in advance. Let me pass it to my
Liabilities.
family. Right.
Because I, like Ricky Stark said, when I interviewed him, he said someone else did something wrong and he like fractured his neck. And so we talked about that, and he talked about, and I feel like even you could attest to something like this because when he said that, I felt that. He was like, what killed me the most about that is that this was something that happened out of my control. He was like, this is something that someone else did. And because of someone else's actions, my career could have been over.
Right.
Like,
That's scary.
what?
Mm-mm.
Like, didn't even have anything to do with you.
Right.
It was someone else that made the mistake.
Yuck.
So,
I'm glad it's all right.
I would need
Some insurance.
yeah.
Put some money on it.
Yeah.
'Cause you don't put no money on it. Catch me outside. How about that?
Okay. Actually, no, because there's some big people.
Oh God.
I'd rather just have the contract right.
Let's just sign it real quick.
Oh, I need your help. Let's get these contracts right. So, okay. That was a whole wrestling tangent, but I really I was actually watching it earlier while the housekeeper was in cleaning up. I was just watching that and doing other stuff.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about just trying to get through all of our entertainment stuff real quick.
Yes.
Rihanna at the Super Bowl.
Ooh, there's been some mixed reviews.
You know, okay. I think that there's mixed reviews.
Well, she hadn't put out no album since Jesus was a baby, and so it's been forever. Listen, we have not had
to do with that.
We've had no music. You know, I mean, it's been a long time.
Oh
Dusty.
But you know what she might end up doing?
I think she's going to drop an album right after she does the performance,
That's what
which
I
is a
think she's
great
gonna
way
do.
to, you know.
Or be like it drops on Friday or
Exactly,
you know what I mean? 'Cause
exactly.
isn't that what either Beyonce dropped an album or she dropped a tour?
I think it was
after
a
she
tour.
performed.
I think it was her formation, maybe formation too.
She might have dropped the tour.
Yeah.
But somebody else was like, "Do you think she's gonna drop any new music during?" And I'm like, I don't
Okay.
feel like
I
she
think
should do that.
Well, here's the thing.
Because then everyone's just standing there in that moment. I don't know that song.
I don't think she should drop the album before. It
No.
needs to be after. She needs to do all her little greatest hits that she's had. Because people know those songs. So please don't come out here, Rihanna. I said what I said. Don't come out here singing that Wakanda song. We ask you to do Ponder Replay. Listen. You can put me off the show. No,
the TikTok
no.
trend where they started.
Let me out. No, I don't want that.
I was like,
I
I
don't
love
want it.
Rihanna, but I don't
What
like
I
this
want
one.
is Ponder Replay. Please don't stop the music. You know, Rude Boy. We want all those songs that you've done that was like hits because you were putting out albums, you know. Shoot.
I wouldn't mind her bringing out DJ Khaled to do Wild Thoughts.
Yeah, that's a great one too.
You know, or
yes.
what's that one song? She has this like
Umbrella.
Rude.
Remember, come on, Umbrella.
She has a lot.
She has a lot of songs.
Everything from the Rated R album.
There's so much.
Disturbia. I'm gonna freak out if she does Disturbia.
There's so many songs. I mean, my God, she has more songs than people have jobs in Seattle. Oh, sorry, but she's got so many songs.
Talking about
Seattle.
all you do staying with
We're
your
getting
mama.
better. We working on it, Seattle. Don't give up. Don't give up. There's companies, but you know what I'm saying. There's so much. It's crazy.
Who was I interviewing recently and I was talking about people that got jobs? She was like, dudes be staying with their mamas and half of them just work security.
Trash.
I was like, ma'am.
Trash.
I am turning
Trash.
your camera off immediately.
I know. We're done. But yeah, I'm really hoping she performed. What? Yes. What?
Did y'all hear? Rihanna didn't drop a new album, but she's dropping a Savage Fenty line for Super Bowl.
For Super Bowl? Okay.
Mhm. It's
She got them players up
one
in
of them
lingerie.
is literally no. At least from what I saw, it was like a
Super Bowl
two-piece.
sponsored by.
It was like a two-piece like pant suit and
Okay.
it's like a jogger type thing.
Yeah.
But it's like literally one of them is like the color of a football,
Whoa.
and then it says "Property of Savage Fenty" on it.
Listen, people are coming to the Super Bowl for Savage Fenty. They're not-
Half of the crowd is just gonna be in Savage Fenty.
I know.
Like,
mean,
I don't care who's
honestly.
playing. These colors don't
Do you
matter.
remember when the football teams came came to the Beyonce concert? That's what it felt like. People came to see Beyonce.
I watched it.
Yes.
I
And
sure
I didn't
did.
watch that game.
And then once it was over, I was like, all right, well, anywho.
Right.
That was fun.
Do you think that, because it's been a minute since she's performed, do you think she's going to be at her best?
I would hope
Do you
she's
think
been
she'll remember her
practicing.
lyrics?
I would hope she's been practicing.
Okay.
That's what I would, because like, think about it. When Beyonce did those 2 days at Coachella,
Oh,
that was after she hadn't performed in I don't know how long.
I know.
But she killed it. Now, I will say the second day was, I could tell it was a little bit different vibes than the first day.
First day was real hype.
Yeah, the first day was like, bitch, I'm back.
I know.
Okay?
She had
And
Destiny's Child, everybody. And the second day too, but it was just different. It was different.
it was a little different. And I feel like they switched it up a little bit. And I don't think I would have wanted to do like full tempo 2 days in a row anyway. So I feel like they slowed it down a little bit on purpose. But she didn't. Both days she was never winded. She never was like pitchy. She never forgot her lyrics, at least that I could tell.
See, Rihanna to me, now listen, I'm not saying that I'm the best singer in the world. I do sing just a tiny bit.
However,
To me, Rihanna can't sing that to me. I mean, it's great. She has the hits, but she can't like sing.
well, I
And
mean,
so-
it's kind of like Drake. I mean, Drake is a great artist, but can Drake really sing the national anthem? Like, do you want to
No.
go to like,
No.
and hear Drake
No.
singing the national? Like,
No.
no.
And so that's why I'm saying with Rihanna, it's like, I don't know if I could actually, she's just got to deliver them dance moves, the whole look, the vibe, the looks, the costumes. I want it all. I want it all. We've been waiting for you for umpteen years.
You know what I'm hoping for?
What's that?
I'm hoping that she builds somehow. I don't even know how they would do this, but like her iconic sky bridge that she always has at concerts, and then I've gone to one of her concerts before, and you know one of my friends that I had went with pretty much said the same thing, but in concert, at least in person,
right.
It didn't matter. Like the show was that good.
It was that good.
But at the same time, Rihanna's had a baby now. Not saying that babies necessarily slow you down or anything, but you know it.
Time. How much time have you invested into this?
Exactly.
That's it.
Like, have you been putting in that work for these last 6 months or at least last year or whatever? Because Beyonce, I think she practiced for about a year for Coachella.
Right.
So I think that as long as she put in that endurance,
because I don't want to hear a bunch of ooh yeah. I don't want to do that. Not the whole time. See, that's why I can't be on this show. I gotta go back to BBS. But I don't want to hear that the whole time. I want some song. I want some lyrics. I want some vocal cords. Warm it up. Drink some tea. Because if all you're doing is yelling the whole time, I'm like, that's not fair to us. That's not fair.
You see what had happened was one day we was on the phone, right?
Right.
And we was having conversations like this.
Yes.
And then we had a whole text thread after. I was like, you know what? We need this on video.
We need to do this on the. Come on. I think she's gonna.
Oh my God.
Listen, I do believe she's going to deliver. I think she's going to deliver. I just hope. I'm not putting my expectations all the way up there.
Yeah.
You know, that's all.
Yeah.
Don't you sing that song though. I'm telling you right now, don't do it.
I'm texting you the second that I hear the
minute she does it.
The second that beat drops, I'm gonna be like,
no.
Jay.
When she goes lit, I'm going like that. If she even says the word, and I think she's gonna do that song because it's right now.
What if she does it sped up though?
That wouldn't be bad either. And the meaning behind the song is beautiful. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but it's just don't.
I still
open
haven't
up.
seen Black Panther 2.
Oh, my God.
And I only say that because I heard that the song goes with the movie and it makes sense in the movie. But do people necessarily want to hear that in their car while they're stuck in traffic?
And there have been people that have had to apologize, you know, because they kind of tore her down a little bit. I was like, we're not here to tear Rihanna down. We uplift. That's one thing. But I'm just saying, imagine me getting on the TV screen and then they say Jay's going to deliver. And then I'm like, hope you make it. Hope you watch us on our show. You'd be like, what the heck?
Like, what was that?
What was that?
Where was
so
the
that's
energy?
all we're saying. You said you're a performer. Perform.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Perform. Give us a show.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do. I don't care what you got to do. Give us a show. Throw the baby in the air and catch it again. Do what you have to do.
Okay,
just
Michael
give
Jackson.
us a show.
So we just dangling babies over stages now? What? Jay, look.
Oh my God. I'm just saying, don't hurt the baby, but give us a show. Do what only you can do, Rihanna. Give it to us. Just don't berate us. That's it.
I'm not even going to hold you. I feel like she doesn't have a freaking choice.
I know.
Ma'am, you haven't given us an album in I don't know how long.
Right.
There's no way.
Do you think she really cares about that music?
Hell no.
No, because she's got all that money from that makeup.
I said, she didn't drop a single. She dropped a Fenty clothing line for the Super Bowl.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Damn, at least have it come with a QR code with a single.
I think she's humoring us.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's what she's doing.
Well, actually, maybe not. Because remember, Jay-Z helps out with the Super Bowl now.
Oh.
So with that, Jay-Z was also like a huge portion of last year's Super Bowl. And if I'm not mistaken, Rihanna is still part of Rock Nation.
Oh, yeah.
So most likely he was like, hey, man, you're recording and you're going to drop this at some point next year. Let's just get you up on the stage.
Right.
So that way people can get used to seeing you again and know that you still got it.
Shake it and bake it. Do what you got to do.
Let's get it. And then my friend Key Porter, she said that she was watching an interview or heard about an interview, one of the two. But apparently A$AP Rocky misspoke or overspoke, if you will, and said that he was excited that Rihanna was recording new music again. But that means that the album isn't done.
Right. But they all could be lying. You know this world we live in.
Yeah, but slip of the tongue is a thing.
That's a big thing.
That's I was just in the studio yesterday type thing. I'm just saying.
Right, we need music today.
And then there was one interview where she was talking about how she needs to start recording. So, and that was a few months ago.
But then the recent promo where they're walking, you hear the voices, and like, Rihanna ain't dropped no music in 6 years. She dusty, blah, 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 blah. And then it's like, she's like, shh, I think she's going to drop music. Who she collabs with would be interesting.
That's the part to where it's like, who are you going to bring out?
Who are you going to bring? Like,
well, I mean, she's definitely going to bring out A$AP Rocky. I think they have at least 1 or 2 songs together.
Right. So that's going to happen. Who else do you think she's going to bring out?
Hopefully DJ Khaled, so I can get my wild thoughts.
No, that'd be bomb. Think Drake?
Does she still talk to Drake?
I don't know.
Because you gotta think about it. She dated Drake, and now she's dating A$AP. I don't know if Drake and A$AP still talk. And then some people were saying that Drake was doing weird stuff for a little bit, and they were saying, oh, I feel like Rihanna pulled away from Drake.
Right. But you know what would be crazy? It would be very crazy if Chris came walking out on that stage. Listen, I know.
But I heard that they made up anyways a while ago.
Remember, it's nobody's business. That was a song. So
cake,
and he redid that too. I be thinking they're human. Sometimes I think Hollywood just is entertaining us and all these crazy, you know.
I mean, why not? I mean, it's working. But my whole thing is, it seems like, and we all know that she's moved forward with her life.
Right.
Like, I don't necessarily know if they're hanging out or anything like that. But last she spoke about it, they were on good terms.
They're in good terms.
So it's possible.
And people are like stepping up for
moment.
Chris now and saying, like, people need to move on and forgive. Not that you accept the fact of but it's give grace. We all need some type of grace. We've all made mistakes. Some of us just don't air it out.
And well,
I'll leave you with that.
What if she was to either bring him out for a song, or because I think it was like the Recording Academy, they pulled him from his performance.
Mm-hmm.
So what if she gave him
that opportunity, and he's about to go on tour? That's a whole nother story.
That's a whole nother story.
We'll talk about
that
that
would be fire.
Boom.
That would be a moment.
Wrap that up. That's good.
So,
yes.
Real quick, you guys. Last entertainment topic. Beyonce recently performed in Dubai.
Boom.
And literally made $24 million. And get this.
Yeah.
Apparently, she gave $23 million to her manager, Blue Ivy. That's what I heard, y'all.
Brown skin girls. We got all the money. Wow.
Blue Ivy is so unbothered by y'all.
Listen, she is. Is she performed with her mom?
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. I saw the clip with that. I thought that was amazing. Like her first kind of like time with like singing her part. And did you see the ending piece they showed? Like Beyonce going way up in the air for Drunken Love.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yep.
With $24 million.
Yep. And only keeping one. Like, that's how you know you have money.
That's how you know you got money.
It's like, it's allowance.
The empower. My allowance was a piece of pizza. But
like that was her allowance.
I got air.
Or this was my daughter's appearance fee.
Right.
To make your child your manager?
Wow. That's insanity. Imagine the power going through Blue's mind. Like, how does she feel as a little girl?
I feel like to Blue, it's normal.
Yes, it's normal, but to be empowered like that, like, my mom believes in me.
I feel like she wouldn't know a difference.
Oh, my God.
You know what I mean? Like, it's...
All she knows is this.
Like, that's what she knows. Like, all she knows is her parents instilling Black excellence into her.
That is true.
Generational wealth into her.
Yeah.
Everything else is probably confusing and just like, well...
Do you think she's ever had McDonald's fries?
Of course. Well... Maybe.
Does Blue Ivy eat McDonald's fries?
I would...
Has she ever had Coca-Cola?
I feel like she...
See?
I just feel like when you have that kind of money...
Do you eat that kind of food?
Without getting paid to do it.
Wow. That's true.
I just have...
I'm
but
not going to eat at
they
McDonald's.
do.
No.
But then I'd be like... I feel like you... Like, every once in a while, Kim Kardashian will be like, oh, my God, I love McDonald's fries. And I'm like, how much did they pay you to do that?
I know. Or Carl's Jr. Remember that back in them eating Carl's Jr. burgers? No, and they don't eat no Carl's Jr. Nor would they ever date a man named Carl.
Can we talk about the fact that, no, it wasn't Carl's Jr. I think it was Cane's in Portland that I went to.
Oh, did you not like it? The one in Vegas is bomb. It's really good.
The chicken was nice. It was hot. It was
and Portland's
fresh.
usually known for food. So that's interesting. I know it's a, that's interesting. That's very shocking.
Then when I ate it with the sauce, it was better. But I'm just like, this chicken should be seasoned.
Yeah. That is,
Period.
Yes. Now, what about the bread?
The bread was good.
The bread was pretty good.
I just wasn't impressed.
Yeah. You need to go to Vegas. Try it in Vegas.
Okay, I can do that. I can do that. Other ting-a-lings that you have going on. You know what? Actually, you guys, we're going to go to another commercial break. And then when we come back, we are going to talk about J. Martin working with Sono Bello.
Yeah, so excited.
A couple concerts that we're excited about.
Yes.
And different goals for 2023. Of course, you're watching Rewind with Besa. We are literally on our way back from Vegas. We had an amazing trip. Got some good interviews coming up for you guys, so definitely stay locked for that.
Look like water on my island. Long way from running from the siren. I've been hella fly, I'm a pilot. I get what I want if I like it. Like it, yeah. If I like it. If I like it, yeah. If I like it.
What's up? Converge Media in the building.
We're gonna have to come back to Vegas real soon because it's really lit. All right, welcome back, guys. How you doing?
We back.
We back. So, okay, let's talk about Sono Bello real quick.
Yes.
How did that collaboration come about?
You know, it's so interesting. It started with a close friend of mine that now he's back in Indonesia.
Mm-hmm.
But over a year ago, he reached out to me and said, hey, our company is really wanting to, yes, we do surgery, plastic surgery, which I was like, I've never had plastic surgery. Why do they want to work with me? Or like anything like that. They're like, well, no, internally, we're really building out our diversity and inclusion, equity and inclusion department. We want people to be celebrated. We want to celebrate the different cultures and background. And so he's like, Jay, I think you'd be such a phenomenal speaker to talk about the history of Martin Luther King Jr. And I said, oh my God, really? And he goes, I just think you would do very well. And so he gave me my first opportunity. I did it last year and it was a success. People really enjoyed it. They felt like they were seen. They learned some things about the history of his life. And it was just a beautiful moment. So full circle, we've come another year, and now they've brought me on for all of their projects. And so I just finished doing Martin Luther King Jr., which played a little bit on Converge's platform as well, too, because I shot it in Converge Media Studio. Shout out to Converge. Love you guys so much, family. And so it was great to be able to do that there. And now I'm going to be celebrating Black History Month with them as well. And so I was able to ask about about between 12 and 15 people of what Black history means to them from all different backgrounds. And then I'm giving history of 4 prominent figures of the past and how it's changed our today. And so it's kind of cool because the mindset behind it is you're hearing about history and then you're hearing about people from their heart today, which is present, and then let's encourage the future. So I'm very grateful.
I'm so excited for that. And, one thing that I've really noticed about you is, like, you're like a master manifester. Like, you really do be like, I want this, and then you do all the steps to do it. But it all starts with that vision, and that's something that you and I have talked about.
Right.
Even part of your visions are your sets. Like, you actually design your sets to where this is how I envisioned it.
Right.
This is how it needs to be when I walk in there. And so, can you want to tell anyone a little bit about your process in envisioning your sets, because they are iconic?
Oh my goodness. No, the funny thing is my first opportunity working with the set was on my own show. People don't know this. I've actually have written 3 scripts. And when I was, I'm like, oh my God, my early 20s. I put on 3 different shows at Edmonds Community College, different spaces, and packed out the house, 500 people. I would sit there and think of, how do I want something to be seen? And so I would literally write down my thoughts of, this is the way I want it. Because there's something about taking it from your mind and putting it on paper.
Yeah, you know what? Hold on.
Okay.
0.5 seconds.
Okay.
Can I just concur that? Because, wrong. I didn't want solo screen. Because, I try to type notes or I try to type out my ideas, and it just doesn't. I need the messiness of the paper,
the chicken scratch,
and then to type it up later.
Yes.
And clean it up.
Right.
But you
need to write down your thoughts. There's something about you translating it from your mind to paper. And it's like you're seeing your own vision come to life. And so that's what I've done over all these years. I have had the privilege of putting together. I remember my first show called Vows of Deception. Those of you if you see this interview, I called it Vows of Deception, dealing with society today, the exposing the lie. And cast, choreographed, everything. music, everything. But I would literally see the different things in my mind. And even if it sounds ridiculous, I'm like, I want that on this stage left. I want green to hit that area. And then this means this. This is what that color means for this side of the stage. Or I would design out things. And if I couldn't do it, I would connect with people that knew how to build something. So then you have that dry space in your life where you're not doing anything. Fast forward, now opportunities are happening. And I'm going right back to the original me of allowing myself to be fully creative. And it takes time because sometimes you don't want to show that side. But, even with some of my photo shoots, I literally see it and I write it down and then I say, this is how I want the set to look because this is how I imagine myself. And you have to ask yourself, how do you see yourself? Because when you are able to see yourself, people will come into your world. I always treat all of my photo shoots, if I'm doing anything on camera, as I'm inviting people into my world. So how do you want them to see your world? And that's why from my mind to paper, I put it together, even down to the outfits. How do you want, I practice my poses in the mirror. I mean, people think I'm crazy, but on my off time,
it's not crazy because have you ever tried to take a photo and not know what you look like?
Yes.
Like those end up being the most awkward photos ever. But when you stare in the mirror and you're like, okay, I know for a fact if I turn this way and I put my head like this,
I tilt my head a certain way, I hold my face.
This is what I look like.
Yeah, and I've been doing that probably since 16 years old.
Wow.
And so, you practice. How do you want your hand to be on your hip? How do you want, how do you want your leg to look? How do you want certain things? And I would practice that. Thinking in my mind, couture.
So some people don't know, but in high school, I think I was in high school, I went to Barbizon for a little bit.
Okay.
And so outside of like them teaching you runway, there's a mirror exercise that they actually have you do.
Yes.
That's exactly that. To where it's like you need an A pose, a B pose, a C pose, and a D pose. And they were like, and if you can find an E one, that's great. And you need to practice it to where you know what it feels like when you're doing it.
Yes.
And you don't even have to think about it.
I have a shoot coming up that I can't talk about yet. But
I sure do.
And there's a big shoot coming up. And I was practicing already because, you practice what you believe.
Yeah.
Ooh. You practice what you believe. And so, I do.
That's good and bad.
Right. So, but that for me, it has worked. And so a lot of times photographers, they're like, we love working with Jay because I
make it easier for them.
I already know what I want.
Yeah.
I just need you to catch this moment. That's it. Let's create the most beautiful moment. But a lot of times I'm walking in, I already know where I want certain things to be, the plant to sit, everything, because I've already dreamt about it.
Yeah.
So welcome to my world.
Period.
It's handled.
And it's like a literal visual of what you see.
Yes.
You're like, oh, you want to see what I see?
And I get upset.
This is what I see.
Yeah, I get upset when I know what I've seen here.
And it's not there.
And it's not there. So I will shut the whole thing down. Catch me next time. This is not what I was looking for. And that's a side that people have not seen yet. But it's coming forth. The more I allow myself to emerge, you learn how to work with people and love people and create this this cohesive thing. But I have some of the most beautiful people that I get to work with, and I am so thankful because when they count me down, I've already imagined it.
And, you have to. I would say, like, the one thing that I imagined being a certain way at Mopop was that big screen.
Right.
And when O pointed out to me that the screen, the videos weren't, like, properly synced up, I was like, oh, hell no.
Right.
Where's Quappy? And it wasn't, like, a problem to where, like, but I was like, no, that's not,
that's not what you saw, right?
Literally.
And here's the thing, Besa. People will settle.
They will settle.
They'll settle. And so now you have half crap pictures, half crap video. And if you just would have took your time and really put it down to paper or just gave yourself a little bit more time to work on it, there's something about, I don't care for perfection. Perfection is, that's unattainable. But excellence is something that is, you can strive for. It's possible. And so I strive for excellence. And so, again, you have to see it yourself. So I try to make it easy and you attract who you are. So if you don't like what you're seeing on the image, go home and work on you first.
Yeah.
And then look for the right people that will catch that light, so.
That's very true, child. And, if you guys ever need notes, just watch any video that Jay puts up, child. Because I be like, man, can I get
I don't play.
section?
And I would rather go slow and get what I want than go fast.
Yeah.
And it's garbage.
That's true.
It's garbage. And I refuse, even down to the food I cook, I refuse to serve garbage.
I made some smothered chicken thighs the other day.
Okay.
And it takes me like 2 to 3 hours to do it.
But ain't it good?
Let me tell you something. I take that little fork and I twirl.
Right.
It just
and
all
the meat
falls
just
apart.
fall off. Right.
But it's because I didn't
Nobody
rush
wants
it.
Becky's chicken that bounced off the counter. I'm sorry to Becky's, but you know what I'm saying. Shout out to the Becky's. I love you too. But what I'm saying, people want you. People can tell when you've taken your time and you've invested,
and when you enjoyed it while you were doing it.
Right. Sometimes I go to the mall and I don't buy things. I walk through because I'm imagining things.
Mm-hmm.
There is something beautiful about window shopping. Go and look. See things. Surround yourself around beautiful things. Now, if this is not a part of your world, fine. Wear your little funky t-shirt and do your thing. But for me, that's not. I look and I go places and I imagine what it's like what if I could wear that? What would that look like on me?
Yeah.
And so
I just had an idea, but I can't ask it on camera.
Don't do it.
I'll ask you later.
Afterwards.
You're going to love it, though.
I'm excited.
Anywho.
All right, what's next? Thank you, Sono Bello. Love you so much.
Really, really quick. Is there any, before we go into 6 randoms, is there anything going on with PBS that you want to share?
I've been stepping more into the news.
Mm.
The Crosscut division. Shout out to Crosscut. Love them so much. I never thought I would be a news anchor.
Mm-hmm.
And so over the past few months, I've had the opportunity to step in from here and there. But you'll see me actually over the next probably several weeks now. I'm getting into the writing side. And so I have the opportunity to stretch myself.
Which, like you said, you're going back into your original ways
Yes.
and the things that you used to do.
And even if I don't take it on as a long-term thing,
yeah,
I think all things work together. And so I'm excited just to see a side of me that I've kind of just pushed aside. It's coming back. It's rerouting itself back to me. I'm very scared. I want to make sure I tell the right story. But there's a great team. There's a great team to work with. And so I'm excited to step more into that. And can I say this? I can't say this. Can I say this? Can I say this? I've been submitted for an Emmy. I don't know if I'm not. I don't know. The nominations haven't happened yet, but I've been submitted for the work I've done so far. My great co-host, Monisa. Shout out to the whole team that I work with on KCTS9 Presents. Jeremy, the director, Arlo. They're all amazing. I just found out that we've been submitted.
So how does that feel, being that, you've been with them for like 2 years and you're like, you already got your Emmy submission. Like,
you know what it tells me?
And last year you were hosting, and now, like, you know what I mean?
You know what it does, or for me, I sat in my car, I had a moment. And, my grandma's such a big person in my life that just inspires me. And, why do I want to cry? No, not on this show. But she would say things like, there's so much potential on the inside of you. And that's why I said earlier, if you would just take one more step, even if I don't win, I won.
Yeah.
Because for all the things that I've been through, and I'm a big advocate for therapy, pain, sadness, and to know that on the inside of me was something like this, where you're recognized for something that you believe in.
Mm-hmm.
That people believe so much that they're willing to put something out there, the quality of work, and just see if we could win.
Yeah.
I'm thankful I never gave up, Besa.
And now we get to
live
out this freaking moment.
I'm thankful.
Because you took those steps.
I took those steps. I'm thankful that I know that there's a God that loves me.
Yeah.
Everybody don't believe the way I have to believe, and that's okay. But I'm thankful that God saw something on the inside of me and wanted to dream through me. Because if it's just my dream, it's too small.
Yeah.
So I have to believe that there's something bigger that wants to dream through me. And it's not just for me, it's for people. And so I'm very thankful to even hear that we want to submit. if that's the farthest it goes. Wow.
You know what came to mind? It's something that my friend Key Porter told me, and I was just like so overjoyed with things that were going on. And she said, you are your ancestors' wildest dreams.
See?
They would have never imagined anything like this.
Right.
And I think that you are part of their dreams, to where, I mean, they're always still around us, to where they're also living through you, to where they're able to watch you, someone that's still part of their bloodline,
Right.
do all the stuff that they weren't even allowed to do, let alone dream about.
Yeah.
And you're literally dreaming it and doing it.
I think I'm just so overwhelmed and I'm humbled. And I hope this inspires other people. I'm telling all my close ones, if you have a dream, as long as you have breath in your body, you have the ability to dream. And all you got to do is keep walking towards it. That's it, to make it a reality.
Yeah.
And so I am very, very thankful to now step in on this side with the news and all that. Never thought I would do that. Always loved the weather and all that kind of stuff. But here we are. And so I'm excited for being able to do that. I have some things I want to do. I do in 2023.
You're going to do them.
Matter
of fact, anywho, 6 randoms.
6 randoms?
Yes.
Oh, God. 6 randoms. 6.
They're not any hooters and pooters. What are 3 fashion pages that you follow?
Fashion pages? Okay. Well, I wouldn't say so much fashion pages is versus like people. Jeremy Pope. Listen. That man is iconic. I love y'all need to look up his page on Instagram. It is so phenomenal. The way he dresses and styles and walks and carries. It is just so amazing. I do look at certain. Have you ever heard of? I think it's Boho Men. They're on Instagram as well too. They're from like not in America. I follow that page. I love their fashion. I love how they put stuff together. There's these slacks that they have where there's like a slit on the side for the like at the bottom. It lays perfectly over like a loafer. Love that page as well too. Yes, Matthew McConaughey. I love his style as well too. I look at his stuff. I like how he wears a suit.
Okay.
Yes.
One restaurant that you want to try this year?
There's a place in Bellevue, Water. Oh no, I can't think of it, but it's Water something, Water Grill Water, something like that. But they're right in downtown. They're brand new. It used to be the old McCormick and Schmidt's. Brand new restaurant just went in there. 2 doors down is like STK.
When did that open?
Water Grill. It opened probably like a good month and a half ago. Look it up. It's in Bellevue, brand new. I know, right? You know who I'm thankful that closed down? Maggiano's. Your poor sauce stinks. Get out. Glad it's gone. Doors shut. Finito. But yeah.
Water Grill?
I was right.
Water Grill Bellevue.
That's a place I want to try.
I'm like, well.
We need to have like a little something to go. Yeah.
Ooh, when do you want to go?
Yeah, we need to do that. We need to plan that.
Let's plan it.
Yes, we need to reach out to people and stuff like that. Water Grill. Yes.
If you could star in any movie as someone's co-star, what would it be?
Wow. Any movie?
Huh?
God, that's so hard. I'm thinking too.
Or even a theater
show? You know who I would love to is it Audra McDonald that was in Ragtime? The theater show?
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, it's good. I would love to sing with her.
Ooh,
I would love to be in that show. I would also like to be in a movie with Viola Davis.
Ooh.
Viola Davis. She is like...
I just want to hug her.
I know. Her work is beyond us. It's almost like we don't deserve her.
No, we don't.
She's freaking amazing. I just have so much respect for her and her work. Who I would love to work with, one of my favorite movies, and people think it's crazy, was Training Day with Denzel Washington. I wish I was in that movie with him. Yes, I wish I was in that movie with him. He was one crazy dirty cop. And that was something to be, that was something, I mean, that was good.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Let me see. Okay, 3 goals for 2023.
3 goals for 2023. I want a singing commercial.
Come on, sing a commercial.
I want a Nordstrom's commercial.
Yes.
I mean, those are like a big thing. I want to travel. I want to travel personally, but I also want to travel for work. I want to interview people that not just made a difference, but I want to hear about why they pursued their dream.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like good news sometimes is slow moving because
Yeah.
people always want the bad news, but I want to be a man that's known for spreading the good news.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I want to be known for when you say the name J. Martin Jr., like, man, that's one man.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get a good story.
Yeah.
You're going to hear about somebody's dream.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because growing up, I didn't feel like I could share my dream. And so there's this passion to want to hear people's dreams. And I don't care if it's whatever it is. I just want to be that person that facilitates the conversation.
Yeah.
And keep it simple, but it gives space for people. So I want to travel personally more. I want to travel I want a show where I can travel. I want to taste foods. You know what I'm saying? I want to taste foods and
Would
go
you
around.
be like a food critic, or would you just only talk about the good places?
You know, I could be a food critic. I mean, I'm a big person on seasoning and tender and
These are facts.
risen. You know, there's certain things I look for. And so a food critic, but I've been watching lately a lot of Netflix like cooking shows, like this one barbecue show where it's the best barbecue. It was rough. It was good, but man, I learned so much about how to make sure you sear the meat right and it's tender. So I like something with cooking as well too.
Okay. Let me think. Something that you decided to leave in 2022.
Something I decided to leave in 2022, people. I left some people. I think people come in seasons. And I think the issue with a lot of us is that we feel like we have to take everybody with us. And sometimes people are just a season. It doesn't mean that it's evil or you got to throw them in the garbage. That's not it. It's just that came to an end. I'm a creature that tends to want to take everybody to the party.
Yeah.
And it ends up becoming more of a burden.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have to let you go.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing I've had to let go in 2022 is some people, they can't come with me in this chapter of my life.
And then number 6, you recently dropped a new episode of Drive Podcast. It's called Real Friends.
Yes.
What can we expect this year from your podcast?
I'm wanting to step more visually into it. I mean, I wanted to give a little bit more with that. I think you're going to see more of me being vulnerable, sharing more personal stories. I've been having moments where I'm just like, let me talk about this crap. Even the last episode, Real Friends, it was a tribute to the friend that went back to Indonesia. Love you, Brian, so much. He was a real friend. He gave me my opportunity with Sono Bello.
Wow.
And a real friend doesn't just think about their
Didn't I
opportunity.
meet Brian?
I think so. You met Brian
At the Paramount with his girlfriend.
No, he didn't have a girlfriend then. Ooh.
Maybe that wasn't Brian.
That wasn't Brian. That was somebody else.
That wasn't Brian. I'm thinking of the one where we had went to go. We were like all sitting in that middle area, and then like one of the girls ended up like finding me on Instagram.
Yes. No, that's my buddy. That's his wife.
Yeah.
Yes. You met Jason.
Okay.
That's who you met.
That's why I said wait. Well, okay. Well, maybe.
But they are cute. They do act like boyfriend and girlfriend.
I was like, but let me not get nobody in trouble.
No, nobody's in trouble. Love you, King. Love you. That's my brother. He's a bit. No. It's not Brian. And no. But yes. So that episode was real to me because I think when you have real friends, they don't just think about themselves, but they also see how can I be. I use the term a blessing to my friends. Mm-hmm. Do you only see your own opportunities, or do you think of other people with your opportunities?
Yeah.
He was working at that company and he thought of me and he brought me into his world, which then opened up a whole world for me where I'm doing all these beautiful celebrations within this company.
And now you're doing all of it.
All of it.
One
all
turned into
all
multiple
of it.
situations.
Like 9 to 10 projects.
Like all because your friend
and
thought
I can't do it by myself. Shout out to Connor. He's the director. Connor is fired. Listen. Super grateful for him and his team. They're so amazing. And but yeah, that to me, you're gonna see more of that in this up and coming season as well too, with just more vulnerability, more talking, some interviews as well too. And I hope to travel with the podcast.
That's always possible.
Hope to do that.
Well, shoot, Jay, I want to thank you so much for chatting with me.
Did I give you enough today?
Yes.
Am I welcome back? Because I said some stuff that, my mother would say, throw them away.
I'm definitely bringing you back. We need more of this.
My grandma says, you're a keeper, honey. My mom
this.
says, I'm about to throw them away.
We need this every 2 weeks to recap all the foolishness that goes on. Because we be sending each other stories anyway. So it's not like we don't talk about this.
Yes. I'm super grateful to be here. So we're about to do this thing.
Shoot.
You know what I am excited for? And I'm out of here. Janet Jackson, the concert.
Okay. And SZA.
SZA.
Ari
about Madonna?
Lennox.
Should we talk about that next time? But Madonna's going on tour.
Yeah, he said Madonna was coming to. I said, who said that? When did that get
Madonna
announced?
announced it on her Instagram.
Huh.
And it was a lot of people. Oh my goodness, why Amy was there at the table. God, Cash Money, the main guy.
Huh.
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne?
Lil Wayne was there. Oh God, forgive me. Lil Wayne was there. There's a lot of people, and they said, Madonna, we want you to go on tour, and she said yes. And she's coming to Climate Pledge in July, I believe it is.
It's gonna be a packed summer. I'm here for it.
Oh, I know. Road pack.
Let me get in the gym once my ankle's a little better, child.
We're not gonna hobble around in our freedom. Listen.
I'm removing you.
I can't. See, I told you're gonna lean that way. I can't come back. I can't.
All right, you guys. Look, this was a nice long episode of Rewind with Besa and my buddy Jay Martin. Can't wait to bring him back again in a couple weeks. Make sure you guys tap in with the Jive Podcast at all times. Trust and believe. You want to just if you're like me, you're going to listen to it while you're cleaning up. You're probably going to cry a little bit, but your house is going to be real sparkly, okay? In the meantime, between time, until next time, if you haven't grabbed your tickets yet for Ain't Too Proud to Beg, you have until February 5th to see it, but that doesn't mean the tickets will still be available because they're going fast.
Yes.
So with that being said, until next time, you already know what I'm going to say. Have an amazing rest of your day, and of course, keep that energy high.